for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff. But
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
Yeah, we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Hey, 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 welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm so excited to see you guys because I haven't seen you guys in like 80 years. I'm sorry. I've been an absentee. I'm sorry. I apologize. Forgive me. First things first, I want to say shout out to the YouTube creator community. YouTube creator community, man, they've treated me with nothing but respect and offering stuff and giving me things and showing appreciation. Thank you for your work. I was like, oh, appreciate it. They offer courses on how to get better, everything. YouTube creator community. Thank you so much. Anyways, second thing I want to speak on, is there any housekeeping notes before we get to it? My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. This GNX album from Kendrick, the surprise, not surprise, kind of a surprise at the time that he dropped it, because he dropped it not at midnight, but in the middle of the morning. Album from Kendrick Lamar. Anyways, yeah. So first things first, I kind of figured out, saw it in real time, as most people did, of the album, where he dropped the one snippet, the minute-long snippet with the music video. And I was like, dang, why he cut it off right when it got good? And as soon as I said that, I'm scrolling, looking somewhere else, and I see Phil Lewis, shout out Phil Lewis, post, did Kendrick Lamar just post an entire album? And I said, huh? And I went to Apple Music, and I saw the full album there. And I started listening to the little snippets. I got a phone call, took the phone call for about 5 minutes or so. I went back, and it was on all streaming platforms. It was on YouTube. It was on SoundCloud, all of those things. Let me turn on this light. But yeah, man, I was like, that's crazy. He dropped the album, because we knew the album was coming. We knew there was an album. Everybody said real soon around Kendrick. He did the cover story with SZA. That was kind of like his promo run for it. And DJ Head, of course, was saying that it was coming all along. A couple things that I want to say here. Academics was wrong. Academics said he was going to leak the date that Kendrick was going to drop the album. Academics also made fun of everybody on the West Coast at that Juneteenth concert that went up on stage. He said, Kendrick ain't working with none of y'all. Kendrick ain't giving none of y'all. He used y'all to show that he was cool with the West Coast and cool with the hood. Kendrick did. I ain't know a single artist outside of SZA and Roddy Ricch on this album. And that was before me looking at the credits, but outside of Roddy Ricch and SZA, someone from Atlanta, I did not know these independent West Coast, I ain't know none of them artists. So, Academics was all the way wrong with that. Kendrick reached back to the community and poured into the community and gave the community a chance just the way that he said he would. You have to admire that, and you have to salute that. So shout out to Kendrick on that. But yeah. Let's get into it. Off rip, we got disses. I seen a critiquer online, make this nice, well-produced video in the room and stuff like that, nice camera and stuff like that, nice mic. And she was just like, don't listen to this album as like in regards to the battle and the beef. Think of it as a great rap album and look at it from there and appreciate the art for what it is. And I'm like, how could you? He literally made it about his response to the entire back and forth that the entire world was talking about, the biggest rap beef in rap history. Off top. So first things first, he kind of mentions Drake a little bit. He said, this ain't about just forget him. This is about forget everybody. And then he said, I got the Super Bowl, and the only one to congratulate me was Nas. He said, Wayne let me down. I used to listen to the Carter 3. That's crazy. And Wayne responded this morning or last night. I don't know which way you want to count it, but he did respond. Let's pull that up right here. I'm about to share my screen. And Wayne was pretty much just like, don't wake up the beast. Wayne, you brought this upon yourself, my boy. You brought this upon yourself. He said, man, WTF did I do? I'll just be chilling and they still come for my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one really wants destruction. Not even me, but I shall destroy it if disturbed. On me, love. Wayne, brother, you are the reason that this happened. You came at Kendrick first. And some people were like, Wayne didn't bring up Kendrick at all in specifics. He was just mad that he didn't get it. Wayne would have came for the Super Bowl regardless of who was chosen to perform, because he wanted to perform in his hometown of New Orleans at the Super Bowl. That's not what's going. Like, we can't act like we ignoring the big thing here, right? The big thing here is Wayne's artists had the biggest rap beef in the history of rap music just a few months ago. The reason why Wayne was going so hard, a part of it was to defend his artist Drake. Now, Wayne and Drake have both kind of been silent about this battle, like in terms of like their, I guess, just direct connection and direct relationship. So we don't know everything, but you can't act like it ain't a part of the reason why Wayne went so hard, of why he was so disappointed and let down, and he promised his mama that he'd do the Super Bowl, and he's hurt to the core and stomach and everything like that, that he did get the Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans. You can say all of that, right? But the bottom line is, a large part of it is that Wayne's artist was beefing with the guy that was actually chosen for the Super Bowl in Wayne City. And he knows that, we know that. You can't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. It is what it is, right? So there's that Wayne part. But it was interesting seeing that back and forth. If Wayne wants to get into a rap battle with Kendrick, we got a whole nother thing. But I think Kendrick proved on this album once again, he is thrown off. Kendrick is crazy, bro. And he dissed Andrew Schultz for great reason. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, we can't let a comedian of another skin complexion come for our black women, our black queens, things of that sort. Protect black women, protect women, period. Let's get it. All right. So there was that. I want to get into track one. There's so much to unpack in track one. He had the mariachi singer, so he kept it LA on all levels, on the whole minority community. You know what I'm saying? He had some for the Hispanics and the Latinos. He had some for the black people in LA and black people in general. But anyways, so this is track one. The thing to break down about it, and I feel like a good kind of lesson from this album, is in life, in society, in modern society, you kind of have to put somewhat of a mask on. You have to put somewhat of a mask on to survive. You have to put someone of a mask on to make it through and to be accepted and to just do things, right? Because if you don't, then you'll lose opportunities. If you don't, you might lose some money. If you don't, you might lose a chance to go to college, to get accepted into a college, to get a job opportunity, to get this, to get that. You have to somewhat put on a mask and play into society standards. If what is you, right, naturally on the inside, is just waking up and going, blah, 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 you can't just do that in a classroom. Like, if you do that in a classroom, they're going to put you in ISS, they're going to put you in detention, or they're going to put you in, this, you know what I'm saying, a special class. You know what I'm saying? That's what just they're going to do. They're going to place you in a box. And if they place you in that special class, and they're going to label you as something, they're going to give you some medication. They're going to, there's so many things that go down the line. They're going to diagnose you, misdiagnose you, everything like that. They take you to the psychiatrist, everything like that. So you have to somewhat, like, okay, I'm acting normal. This is who I am. Hello, how are you doing? This is like, you have to have communication skills and somewhat of a normalcy to operate and to even be successful in life. With that being said, also on a professional level, to build relationships and foster relationships, to build your way up, to make a lot of money, you have to kind of be likable. You have to be likable, like point blank, period. You have to be likable to corporations. You have to be likable to CEOs. You have to be likable to managers. You have to be likable to the masses. You have to be likable to somebody. If you're doing it independent, you have to be likable to you know what I'm saying, like the journalists, right? Like the media might be your A&R and stuff like that as an independent. You might not have the full force machine and stuff like that, A&R, but you need to be cool with media so they can put your message out to let people know, like, this dude is doing what he's doing, or this girl is doing what she's doing independent. independently. You have to have the artists like you, the major artists, to give you a shout out. Like Lotto gave Anicia an opportunity, and Anicia let that mug, you know what I'm saying? She let it shine, and she ran it all the way to Billboard. You know what I'm saying? Um, and Anicia is independent. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like all of these things are things that you kind of need. You need to be likable. You need to kind of foster relationships and take care of them and curate them and protect them. Because if you burn bridges, then people are gonna blackball you. You're gonna be left behind. That's kind of the narrative that we've been fed, and that's the narrative we've been fed about society. What Kendrick is saying, I'm taking the mask off. Let's stop pretending that we like each other when we don't. And he's like tearing down society's like long-standing like standards of you have to act like you like someone to survive and keep it pushing. He's like, no, you don't. I don't like any of y'all, and y'all don't like me. So why are we acting like we like each other for the sake to make some money? I don't care. I don't care that much for money. I've already made millions on millions on millions. The tour with the arena tour with Baby Keem was the highest hip hop grossing tour since post, post vid, until Drake went on tour with Savage and J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like he's like, I didn't need this. I don't need this anymore. And I don't like y'all. And I've been saying I don't like y'all, but now I can say it out loud, because I have the money to. And, we're kind of seeing like a man, you know, although he's like calling out his hypocrisies and contradictions within himself as a human being and as an adult man, he's also like just saying like, this is how it looks if you're free. If you don't care what others think. And Tyler did the same thing on his album, Chromacopia, when he was just kind of saying whatever. And he's like, I can say and do whatever because I'm free. And I've established my brand that I was free and I could do anything in a weird way, in an unconventional way. Coming out the gates as a 19-year-old, I can say that I like boys and girls, and and put it over a hard beat and put 42 Doug or NBA Youngboy on the song, and they rapping just as hard as my tone is, and aggressive as my tone is, over horns and So it's like, I don't know, man. He kind of like was like, who said hip hop has to be this? It could be this. I could, like Rob Olu said, in the video where I was talking about Andre 3000 playing the flute at the Atlanta Jazz Festival, he said, Andre 3000 showed me that I don't have to write my whys like this. I could write my whys like this or this. We don't have to do things a conventional way, the way that they told us that we had to do it. You can do things a different way. You can make up the way that you even want to do it in the first place. And I think that's a beautiful thing, man. That's definitely a beautiful thing. And that's like the main thing that I took away from this album off track one. The rest of the album, like I said, he poured back into the West Coast roots, from the mariachi all the way up to the bounce, the West Coast bounce sound, and the hood, like ratchet, like he said, he looking for the hood ratchet. Jack, Taylor Swift's producer, played a large part in the album. Moment of the album for me was definitely TV Off. I love Luther and that flip. But yeah, I'll say opening track, Reincarnated was stupid. TV Off, Luther, and the Heart Part 6, where he's telling the story of TDE / Black Hippie, or I guess specifically he's telling the story of Black Hippie. But just the Heart Part 6, the way that because you get far along, right? And I was singing this with Tyler. I was like, how do artists even think of stuff to continue to rap about after you told your lifelong story and you kind of been rich, and being rich has been your reality for the past few years? Where do you even go to grab new ideas to continue to tell stories through your music? And Kendrick somehow pulled out the story of Black Hippie and related it to the heart. And I was like, yo, this is crazy, bro. People who can continue to pull out new stories and flip it into an entire song and poetry and art, it's like the most impressive thing to me, bro. It was kind of sad to hear him admit that he was the reason Black Hippie didn't have an album, because we all wanted a Black Hippie album. If you were tuned into hip hop and stuff, the blog era, the early 2010s, everything like that. Dat Piff, Twitter, all that stuff. We all wanted a Black Hippie album. They had the couple songs. That gangster music. No, not the gangster. I said at home. What's other? No. That's Dipset. but they had the joint where they was at like just walking around downtown LA or like walking around LA, and they was at the dry cleaners, not the dry cleaners, but the washing machine place. They are at the washing machine place and stuff like that. They were over there. It was just a lot of nice stuff that they did that I really liked. And they had a couple songs. They had Say What's Up. Is that J Rock? That might just be J Rock. But anyways, I can't remember the songs right now off top. I want to play one just to even remind myself. Hold on. If you guys are wondering what I'm playing Black Hippie. Some 2011 stuff. Vice City for sure. Yeah. Say What's Up. I thought so. Okay, yeah. So Say What's Up was one of the when we zipped that chop. I remember that. Oh my gosh, that's forever ago. But yeah. I remember all those joints. But yeah, they had like 3 or 4 of them, like kind of unofficial. And then Vice City was like a Black Hippie reunion and stuff like that. It was like the Avengers coming back together because all of them at this point like were established big stars and stuff like that. And I wish we would have gotten that. I wish we would have got a J. Cole Kendrick album. I wish we would have got Chance and Gambino. I don't know about a Rocky and Tyler, but why not at this point? That's like 5 of them. But anyways, it was just very unique perspective on telling that story and how it connected to us, and the SWV sample. The Luther sample, oh my goodness, so smooth, so clean. It was just another variation of the if I didn't around clown on Rainbow, you should love me. Plus the all the stars because it's got the scissor element in it. I love the musicality. I love the singing. It's just a great song. I love the joint. The joint. I wanted to look at the lyrics for Reincarnated, bro. I wanted to look at the lyrics for Reincarnated because I have a guess on what was going on in that song, but I want to definitely look at I definitely want to look at the joint though. So my guesses are this was a pop flow on a pop beat. The first part was about BB King. I think the second part was about Whitney Houston, and then I think the final part of the song was him talking about himself to his angel and to his kind of the devil. So he's kind of like talking back and forth to the good guy and the bad guy on his shoulders at the end of the song. But I think the first couple of people he's talking about is BB King and Whitney Houston. So let me go to Genius here and see what he's actually talking about. And I don't know. I think it's always fun to kind of like try to figure out what's going on. I was 4 years old. Who is it? Who did they say it was? Did they say anybody? I didn't see anything. I don't see nothing. Okay, cynical about Judgment Day. I did bad slight progression last year. F me up. Reincarnated on this R100 plus. Body out the body. Lesson not the lesson. Let's take it back. Michigan in 1947. My father kicked me out the house because I wouldn't listen to him. It's Al Green. Oh, it was Al Green. Dang. Wow. Okay. It was Al Green. Yo, that's crazy, bro. Was it Al Green for real? Wrong. Uh-oh. He refers to Al Green, whose family lived to 1947. What the heck? It's the same thing, right? Am I tripping? Am I tweaking? Let me see. Another possibility is John Lee Hooker, a legendary blues guitarist who spent his formative years in Detroit. In the 40s, he also ran away from home as a teenager. If this line refers to Al Green, Hooker was born in 1914 and he ran away at 12. Dang, that's crazy. People like knew that about these people. It refers to Al Green and misstates his date of birth, which was 46, not 47. In this location, his family moved to Michigan in the 50s, but was born in Arkansas. Also, given that Al Green is still alive. Dang. So who is it? So they don't know yet. So we don't know who he's talking about yet. Okay. So let me see. Billie Holiday? Billie Holiday was on drugs? Let me see. So they're guessing Al Green and Billie Holiday. And someone else is like, no, it can't be Al Green. Um I got you. Hold on. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? I'm trying to scroll back up. The woman fell to their feet, reincarnated. Billie Holiday. The first is how did people even bring this know this so quickly, bro? That's impressive, dude. So they think it's Billie Holiday? Dang, I was all the way off, huh? Oh, Billie Holiday. So that was Billie Holiday. Wow. So it was Billie Holiday and Al Green. Crazy. My present life is Kendrick Lamar. I didn't even know he said that. So he is talking to himself the entire time. And it's just him saying, like, are you using your powers for good? I don't know. That's just crazy to me, bro. Reincarnated is stupid, bro. That's what D1 says. Salute to D1 too, man. Shout out to D1, bro. Like, on even on a personal level, like D1 really solid dude. I know I had, kind of crossroads or whatever in my career, and D1 really helped me out with the decision. I reached out to D1 on a whim. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have too much of a personal relationship with him. And he hit me back and gave me like stuff in detail on like pros and cons type deal, everything like that. Like, brother, like pray about it, this and that. I was like, bro, I really appreciate that. D1 a really solid person, bro. But yeah. That was Reincarnated. Was there any other songs I wanted to speak about in particular? TV Off is Crazy is a banger, of course. And the Monster, the moment of the album for sure. Let me see what else. It was pretty much the reason why I say you can't separate this and the beef is because this album is a literal, just direct response to Drake poking fun at him for like being a West Coast guy and no one on the West Coast and no one in LA rocking with him. He's like, I got the West Coast on lock. Remember when he did the joint with the game? 99, 400. All I ever ask is 100. When he did that joint, they shot it in the hood or whatever in Games Hood. I don't know if that was Compton or whatever. I'm from Atlanta. I don't know the neighborhoods. I don't know if that was Crenshaw or Compton, but wherever they was in South Central LA, he shot it in the hood. Drake is wearing red, and this was like in the heat of like kind of their battle. I think he said, "How come to your city take over?" He said something like that, and it was like a lot of stuff. So this was back in 2015. And in 2013, in the initial response to Kendrick, he was saying what was he saying? I come your hood like he coming on around there on a Future remix. And he said, I come to your city and I told it, run and I run around the hood. Like he was acting like he's been running LA and Kendrick doesn't have any pull in his own city his entire career. Especially the fact that Drake was living in LA in the Calabasas on the LA outskirts for years and years and years, probably like a decade or whatever. And he probably felt comfortable enough in LA, like, oh yeah, I run this city. Like I'm the man in the city. Like he goes to the club and go to the parties and house of parties, and everybody look at Drake as like the top dog over there. No pun intended. And so Kendrick said, "Oh, for real? You think you just gonna come in as an outsider and really say you take over my city and my just because I don't make that type of music? I'm gonna make a whole album on you with that sound of my music in my city, bro." And he did it. So I think all of it was a response. And you can't separate the two. Can't say, "Oh, the album and the beat," and they're one and the same. But yeah, that was amazing to me. Shout out to TV Off. And the other joint at first that I like, the Hey Now. I like the Hey Now too. So yeah. That's how I felt about the album. Is it my rap album of the year? No. I see a lot of people saying it's a rap album of the year. It's a couple tracks on here that I would skip, but I would probably say my rap album of the year so far. I kind of have to give it to Chromacopia. Chromacopia. I really also like Mike's album, Tierra Wax album, and then on a more mainstream level, taking myself out the equation. Lotto had a crazy album, and so did Lotto and Glorilla. They both had crazy albums this year. So salute to them. Those are like rap albums I could just think of off top in terms of like album of 2024 type stuff. And then it was a couple albums that were great that weren't exactly just hip hop all the way. Like Gambino, Bando Stone was a great album. And then Layla had my favorite album of the year. Gap Year, the 18-year-old from Brooklyn, bro, had my favorite album of the year. And the best year of hip hop history, in my opinion. Blue Lips. Oh, Vince Staples. I'm tripping. Vince Staples is up there. Blue Lips, it was really good. Dolce's Alligator Bites, you have to mention that. Yeah. It's so much more. You can go Mavi, you can go down the line. But anyways, I'll stay right there. And then I really like the Concrete tape, the Concrete Volume 1 tape. I really like that one. What else? Is there any? Oh, so I say all that to say this isn't the rap album of the year for me, but it was a very great album. I loved it. I loved the concept. And it was, for me, I say top 2. I say Chromacopia and then this. And then everybody else, like Vince Staples, Dolce, Mike. Is that 5? Chromacopia, GNX, Vince Staples, Mike, Dolce. Yeah, that's 5. Yeah, that's my 5 right there. I'm going to go with that. Lotto, though. Am I taking out Mike for Lotto? Am I taking out Vince Staples for Lotto? I really like that Vince Staples album, bro. I'll say Lotto at 6, just to have Lotto on the top 6 type stuff. Because Lotto's album was great. But yeah, I give this out of 10. I give this Kendrick album to close everything up for Kendrick. I give it a I think I gave Chromacopia 8.9 immediate. So I'll give this. I gotta give this a 9 though. I say a 9.1. A 9.1 out of 10 for me.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.